The movie begins in the north of Afghanistan. A group of Black Ops mercenaries, led by Sergeant A. Bartlett, have successfully acquired 4 missiles. The next phase of the plan is to deliver them to the safe hands of the British military forces. Inside his convoy is Captain Noah Brandt, a specialist brand new to the team and solely protects the guidance chips as a precaution. Another newbie in the field is rookie soldier Beasley, who is visibly nervous about the mission. While en route in the middle of a snowy night, their vehicle crashes after getting caught in a trap. After some time, Brandt awakens and discovers a bruise on his head. As he leaves the truck, he sees everyone but the rookie Beasley retaliating under heavy fire against enemy Afghan military forces. Unfortunately, the eager young soldier gets killed when he exposes his position. Brandt grabs his gun and attempts to flee from the attackers despite getting shot in the leg. 12 miles north in the British Gurkha outpost, Sergeant Rana Ray is left behind by his team to protect numerous shipping containers. He grows weary over some overdue invoices, as he has difficulty paying any of them due to financial instability. While his colleague stands watch, he steps outside in the cold to fix the power conduit on the antenna. Meanwhile, the enemy unit approaches the crash site, revealing their true alliance with Sergeant Bartlett, who planned the whole thing to double-cross Brandt for the guidance chips. He reprimands the leader, Amir Basic, for shooting Beasley instead of Brandt, which would have been their alibi to escape. He then orders his team to search for Brandt before their scheme is exposed. At the outpost, Ray manages to hold a signal and get in touch with his sister. She informs him that his father is facing pension issues, forcing her to take 3 jobs to get them by. With these financial difficulties, she is doubtful that Ray will make something out of his meager position in the British Special Forces since he has been struggling to earn enough due to his current predicament of getting stuck in the outpost. The signal then cuts off before he can talk about it more. He then heads out to take over the shift, keeping watch over the supplies. While counting the remaining 400 bullets in his ammunition, he hears a noise and investigates. He finds Brandt, who pleads for help. However, the captain is disappointed that no reinforcements are available except for Ray and his partner. Nevertheless, he requests immediate evacuation, so the pair head to a communications unit. However, armed individuals arrive searching for Brandt. The 2 soldiers sneak inside a nearby Humvee and check the radio, but the signal strength is low. Ray tells Brandt that he will need to reset the power conduit to boost the signal, so he quietly leaves the vehicle and walks toward the tower. In the middle of his tinkering, his colleague has just finished a meditation recording and heads outside for some fresh air. Unfortunately for him, an Afghan fighter walks over to the lookout point and shoots him in the stomach while he smokes a cigarette. Ray angrily retaliates, killing the trooper while alerting another enemy unit. He is then forced to hide behind the tower while getting shot at. Meanwhile, as Brandt realizes the signal has not returned, he steps out and begins firing at the enemy force. During the intense shootout, Ray kills his attacker and hurries his partner, who is seconds away from dying. Before entirely succumbing to his injuries, the friendly colleague tells Ray it is an honor to serve with him until the end. He dies before grabbing one last cigarette. Ray is relieved when he sees Brandt, who has successfully taken down the rest of the Afghan fighters, and welcomes him inside the compound to recuperate. After volunteering to patch the captain with medical supplies from the closet, he asks about the titanium alloy suitcase containing the missile guidance chips. While still in the dark about the true motivations of the Black Ops team, Brandt discloses the ambush and that his job is to protect the missiles from being sold to the black market. To get help, he talks about an alternative plan to retrieve the satellite phone left at the convoy crash site, which is overrun with Taliban fighters. Since the captain still needs to heal up, Ray heads alone to intercept the radio. He takes advantage of the darkness to sneak past some guards and grab them from the dashboard, but he stops when he hears a call coming through. Meanwhile, Brandt is lying down on the cot when he feels a presence lurking inside the compound. After arming himself with a pistol, he looks around the living quarters but sees no one. Unbeknownst to him, however, an Afghan fighter presumed dead has infiltrated and waits for a moment to ambush him. As Brandt walks to the hallway, the enemy soldier stabs him, and a struggle ensues. The captain knocks him away and picks up the rifle but realizes it is empty. The 2 men wrestle some more until Brandt gets the upper hand, pinning the Afghan fighter down and piercing his neck with a broken, empty bottle. At the crash site, Ray eavesdrops on a conversation among the Black Ops operatives. Sergeant Marcus Johnson picks up a call from military headquarters about the delay in their transport. Realizing there is limited time left before their operation is blown, the soldiers discuss what to do about the missiles, with Sergeant Espinosa suggesting they split it up and abandon the mission. Bartlett overhears this and orders the soldiers to wait a few more hours until the Taliban intercepts the briefcase containing the missile chips. After everyone leaves, Ray opens the door of the Humvee and snatches the working satellite phone while Bartlett is distracted by Amir. A few seconds after he sneaks back into the bushes, the rogue Black Ops team is alerted by the missing satellite phone and decides to hunt down Brandt at the outpost, assuming he has taken it. Ray returns to the hideout and informs Brandt about his former team working with the Taliban to sell off the missiles. He hands him the phone, but the signal is too weak, so he suggests he call the headquarters atop the lookout point. He reluctantly gives the captain his remaining ammo while they prepare for an upcoming invasion. Bartlett and his team arrive near the location of the British outpost as Amir and the Taliban fighters wait for instructions before heading out to kill Brandt. As the local troopers leave, he instructs the specialists to shoot them all once they return with the missile guidance chips, fearing they will hold them ransom. Meanwhile, Brandt and Ray team up as the Taliban arrive, delivering threats. From a distance, Sergeant Marcus is scoping out the area and watching over. Amir makes a last-minute decision, calling off his deal with Bartlett and ordering his team to search the site. At the same time, his convoy returns to the ground base to take the missiles, along with a truckload of gold, by force. Afterward, Johnson tries to flush the soldiers out by firing warning shots. Ray plans to draw the fire away so Brandt can safely reach the lookout and get a signal. Later, using a dead body as a shield, Ray eliminates an enemy soldier at the expense of emptying his ammo. He takes a machete and finishes the other soldier with impressive combat skills. While this continues, Johnson takes aim at Brandt when he immediately alerts Bartlett about Amir and his team driving back to their location, forcing Sergeant Saunders to keep a lookout. She is immediately shot down as the Afghans open fire at the convoy. With no more options, Bartlett asks his team to move the cargo away while he pursues Amir himself. Taking out his men, he orders Amir to come out when the devious leader says that he will need to live to secure a buyer. Nevertheless, Bartlett shoots him, intending to sell the missiles to someone else. A few clicks from the lookout point, Brandt takes cover as he tries to find a signal in the area. He then gets a hold of British headquarters and discloses Bartlett's betrayal while revealing his location before the line is cut. Unfortunately, the call is intercepted by the Black Ops team's radio, which angers Bartlett, believing they will need to change their strategy to get the missile guidance chips. The captain reunites with a bruised Ray, celebrating a temporary victory. The two men are now faced with a difficult situation to keep the suitcase safe. At the same time, their ammo has depleted, and reinforcements will take 80 minutes before reaching them. Ray reveals an underground tunnel inside one of the containers that will lead them to a bombing shelter. However, they need to get the keys inside the rec room to open the lock. The soldiers return to the base when suddenly Johnson appears and nearly shoots Brandt in the shoulder. Pretending to surrender, the captain lures the operative into an ambush as Ray leaps from the entryway and attacks him with his machete. However, Johnson overpowers him and strikes Brandt with a wooden stick. Ray gets back on his feet and fights back as he struggles to keep his body from getting pierced by the blade. Fortunately, he uses his martial arts skills to beat the operative, ending his life by throwing the machete on his chest. Brandt then grabs his gun as he and Ray rest for a moment. Later, the two soldiers leave the base and move stealthily toward the container while two other operatives search for them. After unlocking it, Ray convinces Brandt to go inside alone while he keeps the Black Ops soldiers at bay. He wishes him luck as the captain heads down to the tunnel but slows down midway due to the injuries he sustained. He then reveals one more bullet in his pocket as he sits down. Meanwhile, Ray courageously faces the operatives to surrender, only to get knocked out by Travers. Later, he awakens tied to a chair while being beaten by Espinosa. He then threatens Bartlett that he will kill him once he is free. The sinister Black Ops leader tests his patience, ordering Espinosa to torture him with a hammer and nail until he reveals Brandt's location. Ray proves his resilience and continues his threat to kill him and Espinosa. To make his decision easier, Bartlett reveals his knowledge of his father's retirement situation, bribing him with gold to solve his issues. Ray declines the offer, upholding his honor code. He then leaves him with Espinosa to call the buyer while his team prepares to move the cargo full of gold bars out. The mysterious contact tells Bartlett to meet him alone for the transaction. Meanwhile, Brandt moves through the tunnel, with the two other operatives searching for him, bringing Ray along. While walking and calling out for Brandt, the captive soldier slowly breaks free from his bonds. The captain suddenly appears and stabs Espinosa, while Ray disarms Travers and beats him down, delivering a flurry of punches until he is incapacitated. Espinosa hurriedly escapes with the suitcase, as Brandt is injured and feels like giving up. Ray lifts up his spirits and reminds him about honor so that he can inspire him to take the case back and stop Bartlett. Later at the hangar, Espinosa returns and tells Bartlett the chips are now in their possession. Unbeknownst to her, however, the leader plans to kill her and walk away with the cargo. As soon as she gets on the truck, Bartlett shoots him while revealing he killed another operative, Sage. Brandt and Ray arrive, with the former bent on eliminating Bartlett with his last bullet. They split up, with Ray attacking the operative while the captain tries to shoot him from behind. The plan fails, forcing Brandt to fistfight Bartlett, with Ray delivering kicks and blows. Unfortunately, Bartlett overpowers both and beats them to the floor. Despite their weak disposition, the two soldiers rise and team up to kill him. The operative appears unmatched as he takes down Brandt, stabs Ray in the chest, and knocks him out cold. Surprisingly, the Gurkha soldier gets up and engages in a martial arts combat with him. His fast movement and sharp knife-wielding skills render the operative defenseless, leaving him bloodied. Finally, with one bullet left in the chamber of his pistol, Brandt shoots Bartlett in the head. The captain then thanks Ray for his help. Eventually, reinforcements arrive and patch the two soldiers up. With a sigh of relief, Brandt asks him to come along back to his base and seek medical attention, but Ray declines. He then tells him to look under his mattress after he heads out. After a while, the commander informs Brandt that they found no evidence of a gold cache after doing a clean search. Little does he know that the captain left it all with Ray, along with a note saying his honor should be rewarded. The movie ends as the sergeant takes out 2 gold bars. He looks at his father's picture and smiles with renewed hope that his family's life will change significantly. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this to help the channel out. Have a nice day.